said Harley. Leather sleeves, boots tracked in dust. Brothers at his back like card sharp guards. Ash in the tray, blood on the mind. Cheap glass sweating in his fist. He says tonight we keep our seats. No one walks in and calls us out. Coughs, the floorboards groan. A busted fan spins circles slow. He scans the door with a butcher stare. Every brother knows the code. Mason at the end with a split lip grin. Rex with a chain wrapped around his wrist. They drink to the dead, to the scars they wear, to the names that won't be missed. Hear that rumble on the road. Hear that promise in the dark. This bar got one last breath, then his teeth and sparks.
Blood in the tank.
Brothers don't break.
Brothers don't break.
This house is ours.
This house is ours.
Let them come and take. Blood in the tank.
Blood in the tank.
Brothers don't break.
Brothers don't break.
If they want war, they'll find it here tonight. The president leans slow as sin, taps his knife on a beer-stained traces. When the tires kiss that gravel, no one flinches, no one sways. A dusty map, a burned match head, a ledger full of borrowed pain. He's paid in favors, broken teeth, and every man he's made to bleed. Hear that rumble on the road. Hear that promise in the dark. This bar got one last breath, then his teeth and sparks.
Blood in the tank.
Brothers don't break.
Brothers don't break.
This house is ours.
This house is ours.
Let them come and take. Blood in the tank.
Blood in the tank.
Brothers don't break.
Brothers don't break.
If they want war, they'll find it here tonight. He lifts his glass, eyes like gravel. Stand your ground, he growls at the crew. Don't waste a word on mercy. It was never built for you. The door keeps shaking in the frame. A shadow grows across the floor. He smiles like a nail in a coffin and says, boys, lock that door. Blood in the tank.
Blood in the tank.
Brothers don't break.
Brothers don't break.
This house is ours.
This house is ours.
Let them come and take. Blood in the tank.
Blood in the tank.
Brothers don't break.
Brothers don't break.
If they want war, they'll find it here tonight. glasses melt, and harmonica screams through the smoke. One more breath before the thunder, one more light before it broke.
He sits in the back on a busted red boot, black leather on his shoulder like a second skin, whiskey in his fist, ash on the table. His brothers ring the room, quiet as sin. He scans the door through the smoke and the stain. Says if they come tonight, they come in my name. Low talk, hard eyes, no one blinks first. He taps his ring on the glass like a curse. Brothers in a line, heard that old vow. When the wolves hit this bar, they hit it now.
Gasoline and blood, gasoline and blood.
We ride as one, we ride as blood.
Gasoline and blood, gasoline and blood.
If they want this crown, they come through us. Boots on the floorboard, scar on his jaw. He ain't a saint, he ain't got a law. A girl behind the bar slides one more pour. Nobody speaks, they all know the score. Outside the engines, crawl in the dark. He grins out the window, shows his teeth like a mark. Low talk, hard eyes, no one blinks first. He taps his ring on the glass like a curse. Brothers in a line, heard that old vow. When the wolves hit this bar, they hit it now.
Gasoline and blood, gasoline and blood.
We ride as one, we ride as blood.
Gasoline and blood, gasoline and blood.
If they want this crown, they come through us. He leaned back slow, lets the silence bite. Says this road ain't soft, neither am I. Then the door swings wide, and the room goes still. How might I could scream like a woman shot chill.
Gasoline and blood, gasoline and blood.
We ride as one, we ride as blood.
Gasoline and blood, gasoline and blood.
Brothers don't fold, we hold the line.
Gasoline and blood, gasoline and blood.
If they want this crown, they come through us. In the back of that dive bar, smoke stuck to the glass. He sat like a kingpin with a dead calm stare. Leather on the shoulders, scars under the seam. His brothers at the table like a loaded magazine. Whiskey in the low light, knuckles on the wood. Nobody said a damn thing till he said they should. He tapped the ash down, looked at the door, said that 10 minutes late, then he wanted 10 more. Boots on the floorboards, heart on a chain. The whole room held his breath like thunder and rain. Whiskey and leather, brother to brother. Whiskey and leather, we stand for each other. Gasoline prayer, blood on the road. Whiskey and leather, that's the code we know. Outside in the parking lot, chrome in the dark. 2 bikes in the alley, 1 old barking dog. He lit up a blackened mouth, then grinned through the haze. Said, I don't fear a war, I was raised in it. The jukebox kept coughing that same broken song. Every man in that circle knew where he belonged. He tapped the ash down, looked at the door, said that 10 minutes late, then he wanted 10 more. Boots on the floorboards, heart on a chain. The whole room held his breath like thunder and rain. Whiskey and leather, brother to brother. Whiskey and leather, we stand for each other. Gasoline prayer, blood on the road. Whiskey and leather, that's the code we know. Then the glass all trembled when the night got loud. He stood up slow and the room stood proud. No fear in his jaw, no shaking his hand. Just a ruthless old promise and a last stand plan. Whiskey and leather, brother to brother. Whiskey and leather, we stand for each other. Gasoline prayer, blood on the road. Whiskey and leather, that's the code we know. We know. The president sits by the back room door. Leather on his shoulders, blood on the floor. Whiskey in a cut glass, grin like a knife. He don't ask twice, he don't spare a life. His brothers line the wall like a loaded threat. Boots on the board, cigarettes wet. One eye on the mirror, one eye on the street. Every word in the room got a heavy downbeat. Hear that engine roll, hear that gravel shake. Everybody knows somebody's about to break. Yeah, whiskey brother, stand your ground. Whiskey brothers, don't back down. If they come in hot, we bring the fire. Whiskey brothers, feed the wire. jukebox coughs, then it spits out smoke. Cards in the ash and the jokes stay broke. He taps the glass like he counts the sins. Says tonight we see who the winner is. A scar on his cheek like a river cut deep. He speaks real low and the whole room keeps still as a church with a storm outside. Hands on the tables, hunger in their eyes. Hear that engine roll, hear that gravel shake. Everybody knows somebody's about to break. Yeah, whiskey brothers, stand your ground. Whiskey brothers, don't back down. If they come in hot, we bring the fire. Whiskey brothers, feed the wire. Cold if the wolves get bold, we don't fold. Gasoline curse, blood and dust, brother to brother, trust is rust. Whiskey brother, stand your ground. Whiskey brother, don't back down. If they come in hot, we bring the fire. Whiskey brothers, feed the wire. Whiskey brothers, one last stand. Whiskey brothers, coming down. If they come in hot, we bring the fire. Whiskey brothers, feed the wire. Boss is low at the back wall booth, leather on his shoulder, knife scar on his tooth, whiskey in his hand, ash in a tray. He watches the door like a dog at bay. His brothers crowd in, boots on the floor. No one says much, they've been here before. Hear that engine hum down the road. Every man in that room feels the load. He tips that glass, stares right through the smoke. Says if they come in hot, we don't bend, we choke. Brotherhood, brotherhood, hold the line. Brotherhood, brotherhood, fight and shine. Gasoline and blood, running thick. Brotherhood, brotherhood, we don't quit. The jukebox coughs out a broken old song. The boss leans back, says they took too long. One brother grins, one brother cracks, one brother checks that iron at his back. Outside that bar, the night goes still, like a coin on edge or a loaded thrill. He spits one word
crawl. Hear that engine hum down the road. Every man in that room feels the load. He tips that glass, stares right through the smoke. Says if they come in hot, we don't bend, we choke. Brotherhood, brotherhood, hold the line. Brotherhood, brotherhood, bite and shine. Gasoline and blood running thick. Brotherhood, brotherhood, we don't quit. Then the door swings hard, wind cuts in. The boss just smiles that crooked grin. One hand up, one word said now hits a room like a hammerhead. Brotherhood, brotherhood, hold the line. Brotherhood, brotherhood, bite and shine. Gasoline and blood running thick. Brotherhood, brotherhood, we don't quit. Brotherhood, brotherhood, burning raw. Brotherhood, brotherhood, one war He sits in the smoke on a torn-up throne, President by bruise, steel in his bones. Leather on a chair, whiskey on ice. His brothers at the table, cold as a knife. They hear boots outside on the gravel lot. He rolls one slow grin, says let 'em rock. Whiskey Iron Crown, Whiskey Iron Crown, we hold his ground. Whiskey Iron Crown, Whiskey Iron Crown, Whiskey Iron Crown, Whiskey Iron Crown, Whiskey Iron Crown. Tank on the window, ash in the tray, white knuckle silence won't bend today. Rival gangs coming, black vans low. He cracks his knuckles soft and slow. He says, brother, stay close, keep your eyes on the door. One shot of truth, then a whole lot more. Whiskey Iron Crown, Whiskey Iron Crown, we hold his ground. Whiskey Iron Crown, Whiskey Iron Crown, Whiskey Iron Crown, Whiskey Iron Crown, Whiskey Iron Crown. Gasoline breath on the edge of the room, blood on a cut like a red-eyed moon. He lifts that glass, no fear in his stare. They want a war, we already there. Whiskey Iron Crown, Whiskey Iron Crown, we hold his ground. Whiskey Iron Crown, Whiskey Iron Crown, Whiskey Iron Crown, Whiskey Iron Crown, Whiskey Iron Crown. Smoke in the glass, ash in the sink, balls at the table, brother's insane. Leather on the bench, boots on the floor, one hand on the bottle, one hand on war. He don't smile, he don't blink, he just stares through the room like a blade in a dream. Hear that engine moan from the far-off road. We've been waiting all night for the devil to show. Whiskey line, hold the line. Whiskey line, hold the line. Boys stand close till the last bell dies. Whiskey line, hold the line. Whiskey line, hold the line. If they won't smoke, we give them fire. Old scars talk when the jukebox fades. Names carved deep in the pool hall shade. He ran this town with a cold hard fist, put fear on a leash and wore it on his wrist. Brother to brother, blood on the chrome. If one falls down, they all go home. Hear that engine moan, now it's getting near. He lifts that glass and grins at the fear. Whiskey line, hold the line. Whiskey line, hold the line. Boys stand close till the last bell dies. Whiskey line, hold the line. Whiskey line, hold the line. If they won't smoke, we give them fire. He says no saints here, just men and dust. Keep your word and keep your trust. Tonight we don't run, tonight we bite. Then the whole damn room turns mean with light. Whiskey line, hold the line. Whiskey line, hold the line. Boys stand close till the last bell dies. Whiskey line, hold the line. Whiskey line, hold the line. If they won't smoke, we give them fire. Whiskey line, hold the line. Whiskey line, hold the line. Brothers right, and the weak move aside. Boss sits low in the back booth, boot heels stuck to the floor. Leather creaks when he leans back, one eye on the swinging door. His brothers ring the table round like hounds around a fire. Whiskey burns down broken throats, and every grin says liar. The jukebox coughs out dust and ghosts. The room breathes slow and mean. He taps two knuckles on the wood like he's counting up the scene. He says they're late again, then he laughs like steel. Let them hear our silence, let them feel what's real. Brothers in the dark, brothers in the dark. We don't move for crowns, we move for the spark. Brothers in the dark, brothers in the dark. Tell that pack to come, we're the first to bark. There's a scar across his left cheek and a ring on his right hand, a map of old street punishments and a name nobody can stand. He drinks slow from a chip glass, eyes fixed on the glassy road. Says tonight they learn our weather, tonight they feel our cold. Outside a lot smells sharp, like gasoline and rain. Inside the boys just grin and wait for the teeth behind the chain. He says lock the door, then he spits on the floor. Let them come in hungry, we'll send them back for more. Brothers in the dark, brothers in the dark. We don't move for crowns, we move for the spark. Brothers in the dark, brothers in the dark. Tell that back to come, we're the first to bark. Still like a held-back fist, harmonica screams thin and wild through the cigarette mist. He stands up slow and the chair's all grown. Says if blood is what they want, then blood is all they know. Brothers in the dark, brothers in the dark. We don't move for crowns, we move for the spark. Brothers in the dark, brothers in the dark. Tell that pack to come, we're the first to bark. Brothers in the dark, brothers in the dark. When the door swings in, we'll still be the shark. Boss at the back booth, scar on his jaw, leather on leather, he don't flinch at all. Whiskey in a thick glass, knuckles on low. His brothers are watching like a loaded Joe. Jaw full of road dust, boots caked red, one eye on the doorway, one eye on dead. Grease on the collar, smoke in the air. Nobody says nothing, they all know he's there. He taps that table, 3 hard knocks, counts every second, feels every clock. Holds that grudge like a live wire grip, then he smiles slow and drains that sip. Bring 'em on in, bring 'em on in. This house don't bend. Bring that kingdom on busted bone. Took every wrong turn, made it his home. Rifle stripes crawling out past the lane. He said, let them come, we'll remember their names. He taps that table, 3 hard knocks, counts every second, feels every clock, holds that grudge like a live wire grip. Then he smiles slow and drains that sip. Bring 'em on in, bring 'em on in. This house don't bend. Bring 'em on in. Brothers stay close, brothers don't break. Whiskey and blood, whiskey and blood. From the dark corner seat, guitar like gravel under heavy feet. He lifts that glass high, says no fear tonight. The whole room answers with a low hard growl. Bring 'em on in, bring 'em on in. This house don't bend. Bring 'em on in. Brothers stay close, brothers don't break. Whiskey and blood, whiskey and blood. We're still on the table, still in the grin. If they want the answer, let the night begin. Set hard, leather sleeves, boots tracked in dust. Brothers at his back like car shop cars. Ash in the tray, blood on the mind. Cheap glass sweating in his fist. He says tonight we keep our seats. No one walks in and calls us out. Box calls, the floorboards groan. A busted fan spins circles slow. He scans the door with a butcher's stare. Every brother knows the code. Mason at the end with a split lip grin. Rex with a chain wrapped around his wrist. They drink to the dead, to the scars they wear, to the names that won't be missed. Hear that rumble on the road, hear that promise in the dark. This bar got one last breath, then his teeth and sparks. Blood in the tank, blood in the tank. Brothers don't break, brothers don't break. This house is ours, this house is ours. Let them come and take. Blood in the tank, blood in the tank. Brothers don't break, brothers don't break. If they want tonight. The president leans slow as sin, taps his knife on a beer-stained tray. Says, oh, when their tires kiss that gravel, no one flinches, no one sways. A dusty mat, a burnt match head, a ledger full of borrowed pain. He's paid in favors, broken teeth, and every man he's made to bleed. Hear that rumble on the road, hear that promise in the dark. This bar got a one last breath,
here tonight. He lifts his glass, eyes like gravel. Stand your ground, he growls at the crew. Don't waste a word on mercy. It was never built for you. The door keeps shaking in the frame. A shadow grows across the floor. It smiles like a nail in a coffin and says, boys, lock that door. Blood in the tank, blood in the tank. Brothers don't break, brothers don't break. This house is ours, let them come and take. Blood in the tank, blood in the tank. Brothers don't break, brothers don't break. If they want war, they'll find it here tonight. He swigs the fire, wipes his mouth. Harmonica screams through the smoke. One more breath before the thunder. One more laugh before it rolls. In the back of that dive bar, smoke stuck to the glass. He sat like a kingpin with a dead calm stare. Leather on the shoulders, scars under the seam. His brother's at the table like a loaded magazine. Whiskey in the low light, knuckles on the wood. Nobody said a damn thing till he said they should. He tapped the ash down, looked at the door, said they're 10 minutes late, then he wanted 10 more. Boots on the floorboards, heart on a chain. The whole room held its breath like thunder and rain. Whiskey and leather, brother to brother, whiskey and leather, we stand for each other. Gasoline prayer, blood on the road, whiskey and leather, that's a code we know. Outside in the parking lot, chrome in the dark. Two bikes in the alley, one whole barking dog. He lit up a black and mild, then grinned through the haze. Said, I don't fear a war, I was raised in it. The jukebox kept coughing that same broken song. Every man in that circle knew where he belonged. He tapped the ash down, looked at the door, said they're 10 minutes late, and he wanted 10 more. Boots on the floorboards, heart on a chain. The whole room held his breath like thunder and rain. Whiskey and leather, brother to brother, whiskey and leather, we stand for each other. Gasoline prayer, blood on the road, whiskey and leather, that's a code we know. when the night got loud, he stood up slow and the room stood proud. No fear in his jaw, no shaking his hand, just a ruthless old promise and a last stand plan. Whiskey and leather, brother to brother. Whiskey and leather, we stand for each other. Gasoline prayer, blood on the road. Whiskey and leather, that's the code we know. Sits by the back room door, leather on his shoulders, blood on the floor. Whiskey in a cut glass, grin like a knife. He don't ask twice, he don't spare a life. His brothers line the wall like a loaded thread. Boots on the board, cigarettes wet. One eye on the mirror, one eye on the street. Every word in the room got a heavy downbeat. Hear that engine roll, hear that gravel shake. Everybody know somebody's about to break. Whiskey brother, stand your ground. Don't back down if they come in hot. We bring the fire. Whiskey brother, feed the wire. The jukebox coughs and it spits out smoke. Cards in the ash and the jokes stay broke. He taps a glass like it counts the sin. Says tonight we see who the winner is. Scar on his cheek like a river cut deep. He speaks real low and the whole room keeps still as a church with a storm outside. Hands on the tables, hunger in their eyes. Hear that engine roll, hear that gravel shake. Everybody knows somebody's about to break. Whiskey brothers, stand your ground. Whiskey brother, don't back down if they come in hot. We bring the fire. Whiskey brother, feed the wire. Whiskey brother, one long road, one hard cold. If the wolves get bold, we don't fold. Gasoline cut, blood and dust. Brother to brother, trust is rust. Whiskey brother, stand your ground. Whiskey brother, don't back down if they come in hot. We bring the fire. Whiskey brother, feed the wire. Whiskey brother, one last stand. Whiskey brother, gun in hand. If they come in hot, of smoke on a torn up throne. President by bruise, steel in his bones. Leather on the chair, whiskey on ice. His brothers at the table, cold as a night. They hear boots outside on the gravel lot. He rolls one slow grin, says let 'em ride. Whiskey and crown, whiskey and crown. We hold his ground. Whiskey and crown. Silence won't bend today. Rival gangs coming, black vans low. He cracks his knuckles, soft and slow. He says, brothers, stay close. Keep your eyes on the door. One shot of truth and a whole lot more. Whiskey and crown. Whiskey and crown. We hold this ground. Whiskey and crown. Whiskey and crown. Whiskey and crown. Gasoline breath on the edge of the room. Blood on a cut like a red-eyed moon. He lifts that glass, no fear in his stare. If they want a war, we already there. Whiskey and crown. Whiskey and crown. We hold this ground. Whiskey and crown. Whiskey and crown. Whiskey and crown. In the sink, boss at the table, brothers in sync. Leather on the bench, boots on the floor. One hand on the bottle, one hand on war. He don't smile, he don't blink. He just stares through the room like a blade in the drink. Hear that engine moan from the far off road. We've been waiting all night for the devil to show. Whiskey line, hold the line. Whiskey line, hold the line. Boys, stand close till the last bell dies. Whiskey line, hold the line. Whiskey line, hold the line. If they won't smoke, we give them fire. Old scars talk
when the jukebox fades. Names carved deep in the pool hall shade. He ran this town with a cold hard fist, put fear on a leash and wore it on his wrist. Brother to brother, blood on the chrome. If one falls down, they all go home. Hear that engine moan, now it's getting near. He lifts that glass and grins at the fear. Whiskey line, hold the line. Whiskey line, hold the line. Boys, stand close till the last bell dies. Whiskey line, hold the line. Whiskey line, hold the line. If they won't smoke, we give them fire. Says no saints here, just men and dust. Keep your word and keep your trust. Tonight we don't run, tonight we bite. Then the whole damn room turns mean with light. Whiskey line, hold the line. Whiskey line, hold the line. Boys, stand close till the last bell dies. Whiskey line, hold the line. Whiskey line, hold the line. If they want smoke, we give them fire. Whiskey line, hold the line. Whiskey line, hold the line. Brothers arise, and the weak move aside. The boss sits low in the back booth, boot heel stuck to the floor. Leather creaks when he leans back, one eye on the swinging door. His brothers ring the table round like hounds around a fire. Whiskey burns down broken throats and every grin says liar. The jukebox coughs out dust and goes. The room breathes slow and mean. He taps two knuckles on the wood like he's counting up the scene. He says they're late again, then he laughs like steel. Let 'em hear our silence, let 'em feel what's real. Brothers in the dark, brothers in the dark. We don't move for crowns, we move for the spark. Brothers in the dark, brothers in the dark. Tell that pack to come, we're the first to bar. There's a scar across his left cheek and a ring on his right hand. A map of old street punishments and a name nobody can stand. He drinks slow from a chipped glass, eyes fixed on a glassy road. Says tonight they learn our weather, tonight they feel our cold. Outside the lot smells sharp, like gasoline and rain. Inside the boys just grin and wait for the teeth behind the chain. He says lock the door, then he spits on the floor. Let them come in hungry, we'll send them back for more. Brothers in the dark, brothers in the dark. We don't move for crowns, we move for the spark. Brothers in the dark, brothers in the dark. Tell that pack to come, we're the first to bark. Then the room goes still, like a held-back fist. The night the screams thin and wild through the cigarette mist. He stands up slow, and the chair's all grown. Says if blood is what they want, then blood is all they know. Brothers in the dark, brothers in the dark. We don't move for crowns, we move for the spark. Brothers in the dark, brothers in the dark. Tell that pack to come, we're the first to bark. Brothers in the dark, brothers in the dark. When the door swings in, we'll still be the shop. Boss had a back boot, scar on his jaw, leather on leather, he don't flinch at all. Whiskey in a thick glass, knuckles on old. His brothers are watching like a loaded Joe. Jaw full of road dust, boots caked red, one eye on the doorway, one eye on dead. Grease on the collars, smoke in the air. Nobody said nothing, they all know he's there. He taps that table,
3 hard knocks,
counts every second,
feels every clock.
holds that grudge like a live wire grip. Then he smiles slow and drains that sip. Bring 'em on in, bring 'em on in. This house don't bend. Bring 'em on in. Brothers stay close, brothers don't break. Whiskey and blood, whiskey and blood. He built that kingdom on busted bone.
took every wrong turn, made it his own. Rival stripes crawling out past the lane. He says let them come, we'll remember their names. He taps that table,
3 hard knocks,
counts every second,
feels every clock.
holds that grudge like a live wire grip. Then he smiles slow and drains that sip. Bring 'em on in, bring 'em on in. This house don't bend. Bring 'em on in, brothers stay close, brothers don't break. Whiskey and blood, whiskey and blood. On a crying from the dark corner seat, guitar like gravel under heavy feet. He lifts that glass high, says no fear tonight. The whole room answers with a low, hard growl. Bring 'em on in, bring 'em on in. This house don't bend. Bring 'em on in, brothers stay close, brothers don't break. Whiskey and blood, whiskey and blood. Whiskey on the table, steel in the grin. If they want the answer, let the night begin. The boss is low, the back won't boot. Leather on his shoulder, knife scar on his tooth. Whiskey in his hand, ash in the tray. He watches the door like a dog at bay. His brothers crowd in, boots on the floor. No one says much, they've been here before. Hear that engine hum
Down the road,
every man in that room.
feels alone.
He tips that glass, stares right through the smoke. Says if they're coming hot, we don't bend, we choke.
Brotherhood, brotherhood,
Hold the line,
brotherhood, brotherhood.
bite and shine, gasoline and blood, running thick.
Brotherhood, brotherhood.
We don't quit. The jukebox coughs out a broken old song. The boss leans back, says they took too long. One brother grins, one brother cracks, one brother checks that iron at his back. Outside that bar, the night goes still, like a coin on edge or a loaded thrill. He spits one word, and the room stands tall. No man in that crew hands to crawl. Hear that engine hum down the road. Every man in that room
Feels alone.
He tips that glass, stares right through the smoke. Says if they coming hot, we don't bend, we choke.
Brotherhood, brotherhood,
Hold the line,
brotherhood, brotherhood,
bite and shine, gasoline and blood, running thick.
brotherhood, brotherhood, we don't quit.
Then the door swings hard, then cuts in. The boss just smiles, that crooked grin. One hand up, one word said now, hits the room like a hammerhead.
Brotherhood, brotherhood,
Hold the line,
brotherhood, brotherhood,
bite and shine,
gasoline and blood.
running thick.
Brotherhood, brotherhood, we don't quit. Brotherhood, brotherhood,
Burn and roll up,
brotherhood, brotherhood,
one more,
gasoline and blood.
running thick.
Brotherhood, brotherhood, we don't quit.
Bus and red boot, black leather on his shoulders, like a second skin. Whiskey in his fist, ash on the table. His brothers ring the room, quiet as sin. He scans the door through the smoke and the stains. Says, if they come tonight, they come in my name. Low talk, hard eyes, no one blinks. First he taps his ring on the glass like a curse. Brothers in a line, heard that old vow. When the wolves hit this bar, they hit it now. Gasoline and blood, gasoline and blood. We ride as one, we ride as blood. Gasoline and blood, gasoline and blood. If they want this crown, they come through us. Boots on the floorboard, scar on his jaw. He ain't a saint, he ain't got a law. A girl behind the bar slides one more pour. Nobody speaks, they all know the score. Outside the engines growl in the dark. He grins at the window, shows his teeth like a mark. Low talk, hard eyes, no one blinks. First he taps his ring on the glass like a curse. Brothers in a line, heard that old vow. When the wolves hit this bar, they hit it now. Gasoline and blood, gasoline and blood. We ride as one, we ride as blood. Gasoline and blood, gasoline and blood. If they want this crown, they come through us. He leans back slow, lets the silence bite. Says his road ain't soft, neither am I. Then the door swings wide, and the room goes still. No longer screams like a warning shot chill. Gasoline and blood, gasoline and blood. gasoline and blood. Brothers don't fold, we hold the line. Gasoline and blood, gasoline and blood.